YouTube has decided to not share my videos with everyone who subscribes. Please follow me on social media to stay up to date. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and I just want to start off by saying I've been a fan of Tenacious D ultimately since Biodome in 1996. When I didn't know who they were at the time, but when I discovered that who they were years later, I retroactively changed my fandom of this particular band. Jack Black and Kyle Gass are two of my favorite musicians. I have listened to Tenacious D's first album so many goddamn times. I know it by heart, and if I can find it in karaoke, oh, you best believe my ass is doing tribute, or Fuck Her Gently if they actually have it on hand, which they generally don't. I'm also the kind of guy who's so known for loving Tenacious D and being able to do tribute pretty well a cappella that even at parties people will have me sing it because it's funny to watch a fat dude sing another fat dude song when that fat dude is drunk. What I'm trying to say here is I'm a huge fan of Tenacious D. And so when I caught the news today that the Pick of Destiny 2 is coming this fall, oh, you best believe my nips got hard. You best believe they could cut glass. And now it's just waiting and waiting and waiting to see what happens next. So this whole information comes over the weekend, which Tenacious D did announce that at the Shaky Knees Festival, at least that they are working on Pick of Destiny 2. The news shocked the audience since the last movie came out more than 12 years ago. Actually, it wasn't more than 12 years ago. It was about 11 and a half years ago now. It came out in the fall of 2006. So I'm just putting that one out there. While it was a box office bomb, the Pick of Destiny has gone on to gain cult status over the years and has a massive following along with the soundtrack of the movie. Well, the soundtrack of the movie was their second album, and I'm not going to lie, they released the second album first before the movie came out, and I got it and I listened to it, and at first I was like not loving it. I didn't love it as much as I loved their first album, and that was predominantly because when you look at it in the context of the film, a lot of it ties together, you know, like a lot of it ties together. And so if you're not aware of the scenes in the movie, like Kickapoo, the opening track of Pick of Destiny, where it's young Jables and he's sitting in his house and he's, you know, singing to a poster of Dio, and then like here comes Meatloaf as his father, and it's this whole back and forth about how like rock and roll will rot your brain and stuff. Like you can listen to the song and kind of get it from just the soundtrack, but you have to see the movie for the context. And then once I saw Pick of Destiny, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, the soundtrack really grew on me. And now Beelzebub is just like the best track on that album. Dave Grohl knocks it out of the park as Satan. I still freaking love that thing, much to the annoyance of my girlfriend, who will go on road trips and that thing will pop on and I'm just like full blast rocking out. Now, it says here that during the middle of their set at the Shaky Knees Festival, Jack Black addressed the audience to announce the good news. Black's announcement was brief and didn't shed much light on the specifics, but that's not important. What he did say here is that it's coming out in October. He says, I don't know where you'll be able to see it, but we have decided that it's happening and it's coming out. Well, probably you're going to be able to see it on video on demand. I don't think they're going to go theatrical for this. And the reason why is looking over here at Box Office Mojo. It shows that it was released November 22nd, 2006. So yeah, not quite 12 years yet, buddy. Haha, don't with me. It had a production budget of $20 million and only grossed $8.3 million domestic and another $5 million or $5.5 million foreign, giving it a worldwide total of just under $14 million. So yeah, at no point in time was that even remotely profitable of a film. But then going out and, you know, being on home video and things like that, obviously is going to do well. Never mind the fact that they've had, you know, I mean, they've had one album since then. They're working on another album that's coming out this fall. And that's supposedly going to be a rock opera that's going to tie into the new movie, just like their last one did. And I think that's totally fine. I think that's fine. I think Pick of Destiny as an album is just, it's a wonderful album. And I love it to death. And it pairs like a fine wine with the movie. Like it's kind of like you can love Rocky Horror Picture Show, but you also want to watch it. Like you want to like, you know, you want to watch the movie sometimes to like pair up with the songs. Like we all know the Time Warp and we all know the lyrics to the Time Warp and we could probably do it pretty well. But you also still want to like watch the movie and see how they did it there. And that's one of the aspects I think that worked really well with Pick of Destiny. At the time, the movie was just kind of like stupid, you know, like it was such a stupid concept. But then you discovered like Ben Stiller was a producer. He also had a cameo. Tim Robbins had a cameo. They had a bunch of little cameos here and there. Like I mentioned before, Dave Grohl. And the movie just worked on a lot of levels. And these guys have been around, have been in the game now for over 20 years. They have a very established, very dedicated fan base. Their albums are kick-ass. They're one of my favorite all-time bands. And the fact that Pick of Destiny 2 is coming out, like, I don't know what to expect from it. Like, part of me is like a little apprehensive because it's been, you know, it's been so long, almost 12 years. And so you look at it, you're like, oh God, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Is it going to be crap? But then I can sit there and I'm all like, you know what? I can still sit there and sing the soundtrack. I can still sit there and do their first album. And I've been able to sing it now for like 16 years, right? By heart. And I still listen to it to this day, and I'm just like, I'm on board. I'm on board with whatever they got. I'm just glad they're not gone. Because as a fan, that was a big thing. Like, their third album was pretty much for a while rumored to just be their last. That they were just going to do that and move away from it and not come back to it. And then here it is years later, we get a fourth album and another movie. And to me, that's good. Now, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Jack Black did very much kind of what George Clooney did. This is a speculation, but I think I might be on point. Because George Clooney does big budget movies in order to pay for the smaller ones that he likes to make. I have a feeling Jack Black, coming off of Goosebumps success, Goosebumps 2 down the pipeline, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and then its eventual sequel that's going to be coming out in 2019. I think the money that he's earning off of that, he basically said, screw it, let's invest into doing something we want to do. And ultimately, that's one of the things I love about artists, is because they will do the commercial stuff in order to do their passion projects. And I'm hoping that this one is as good as Pick of Destiny. Now, the thing to consider, though, is that these kind of projects, if you are not a diehard fan, sometimes do take time to grow on you. Pick of Destiny, the soundtrack, took time to grow on me, only because I saw it I heard it out of context first, and then I had to like get into the context of it, and that got me to where I needed it to be. So those are just my thoughts on this one. But hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. And it's, you know, the Pick of Destiny, baby. It's all good. Let's do it. Let's do it. October. Yeah. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. If you guys haven't already, please thumbs up the video, subscribe if you're new, share it around, support via Patreon, and if you just want to watch more content, and I hope you do, you can do so right now.